Cherargei.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. From the onset, I want to support the motion, and I think, as my colleagues have said, these are colleagues that have sat in SBC, so there is not much because they have presided several sessions. When you look at Understanding Order 190, Mr. Speaker, on the formation of Senate Business Committee, I think what I want to urge the SBC is to spur and be forefront. They should know that our cardinal call is the protection of devolution, enrichment and nourishment of devolution. Mr. Speaker, I want to ask the SBC also not to be a stumbling block, especially in creativeness of members when they want to process bills, motions, and statements. And in any case, they say power belongs to the people. Should they get stuck, they should always have freedom through your office to convene a kamkunji and maybe seek our wisdom or lack of it in some of the issues that go through, Mr. Speaker. So, Speaker, secondly, as the bastion of athletics hub in this country, we are saddened with the passing on of one of the icon of athletics and legends, Kevin Kiptum. We continue to commiserate with the families for the tragic loss. I happen to know Kevin Kiptum, Mr. Speaker. You know my track record in the fight for the rights of athletics and sportsmen and women in this country. We have had several sessions, and the Paris Olympics should have been the best in his life, where he has assured us to learn under 2 hours, specifically under 1:59, Mr. Speaker. So we are saddened, and we hope the family finds solace in God, and be assured that as a Senate and as leaders from this country, we shall continue to stand with the family, and I hope the government can give him the state funeral. This is a person, Mr. Speaker, who has already flown a flag across the world, where none of us has never had an opportunity of having that national anthem being sung. But I know there will be many Kevin Kiptum that will rise up, Mr. Speaker, that will continue to inspire. And I think that, Mr. Speaker, in conclusion, in the legacy of Kevin Kiptum, Mr. Speaker, is that we should ensure our sportsmen and women get value for what they toil and sweat for in our fields, in our stadiums, in their practices each and every morning, Mr. Speaker. They run so that they can bring glory to this world, to this country, Mr. Speaker. So I hope in the celebration of his life, Mr. Speaker, we should be able, I had prepared an adjournment motion on celebrating his life. I hope SBC will get down to business. I'm not canvassing that they approve, but I know in their wisdom they will approve, Mr. Speaker, so that we can have a better time to eulogize. Finally, Mr. Speaker, I'm aware that SBC has a role to play. I had one of the members who sat in defunct NADCO, Mr. Speaker, trying to canvass that we should pass the NADCO report because it is going to be unconstitutional. Banisa does not have an MP as died. Some wards in his county do not have an elected MCA. The courts have pronounced itself on this, Mr. Speaker. There is already a selection panel in it. They need to move with speed, reconstitute IEBC, allow those by-elections to be held, Mr. Speaker, and that is how the country will move on. We cannot sit under a tree and imagine that it has the same legal and constitutional effect, Mr. Speaker, to come and try and push us, Mr. Speaker. So I want to assure the country this is a country rule of law. Mr. Speaker, let the law take its course, Mr. Speaker. And finally, I'm informed that in Kisii, a deputy governor, or is it Nyamira, has been impeached. Mr. Speaker, I want to tell the deputy governor all is well. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and I support the motion.